Hello, guys. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, how are you? How are you? You
Hello,
good?
my friends.
I'm very well. Good to see you. I don't have my camera today, but you'll just have to deal with my voice. Hopefully, it's not too bad. But how are you guys?
I'm good.
I am doing great, sir. I hope you all are doing fantastic today. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream. Today is a very bearish day, but yeah, I'm glad to be here with you guys. And let's talk crypto.
Yeah, absolutely. So, have we got charts? Who's got charts today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
start with some TA on what's going on right now with BTC. So the first chart that I have here, guys, is this one for BTC. I have drawn some things that we can find that is relevant for the current price for BTC. So obviously, this is the 4-hour chart. Okay, so obviously we have seen that we had this trend line for BTC going on for a long time now, and as you guys can see, we had a lot of touches on this. So this is very relevant. So this would be a major area for BTC. But right now, we just closed the daily time frame, the daily candle, and we are seeing some volatility on the price, as you guys can see. But yeah, let's look at how we closed this daily candle today. As you can see, we have this support line, 31K. I actually tweeted about this earlier today, and I said that this is of the utmost importance for us to actually hold the 31K level. Because if we lose this, then we are probably going to be back at the 28K level. And we did close above it. More specifically on the level we closed, but this is holding so far, so this is good for BTC, in my opinion. If I actually pull up the daily here, you're gonna see that we closed right at that level of support, exactly on that level. uh, Probably the difference was a couple dollars. So if you look here,
Wow.
in this candle here, and the current one. So we just managed to close at the support level. I believe we are gonna have a bounce here, or if we do closing candles, 4-hour candles below this level, then the things are a little different. Then we can start feeling bearish for BTC, because we're probably gonna see some more downside. And if that is the case for BTC, then I would probably look, as I said, at these levels, 29, 28K. There is support here. So if I draw a box here as well so that we can have some reference points, this would be the level. So there's a lot of support in this general area, um, that I would expect us to hold. And yeah, so let's look what happens in the next couple hours. But another thing that I wanted to show you guys is actually the Wyckoff, the Wyckoff chart that I made, and a lot of people had been talking about this. Here's the chart that I drew today, and obviously this is, we have the same levels of support here that we have on the other chart. This is the 4-hour, and I saw that people were talking about the possibility of we being on the phase C of this Wyckoff distribution. And I believe it's possible, it's very possible. Right now, we would be in the test level, which is this one. And after this, we would bounce from this level here. We would make a higher low on the price. and we would continue with this pattern as you guys see on this chart here. So we have been through the phase A, the phase B, and now we are at phase C. We did the spring on this week here, and now we are doing the test. I believe it's very possible for us to actually be doing this. The next 4-hour candles are going to be key for us to actually see if we're going to bounce here. But yeah, this is basically the BTC situation for now. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, so you basically made the projection of where we are right now in comparison to the Wyckoff theory, and then basically put what's the next step after those vertical lines right there.
Exactly. Yeah. The phase B was a little tricky because it's obviously it's not going textbook along with the model, right? But it's pretty similar, and we could make a prediction, a forecast of what might happen in the future. And currently, we are not ruling it out because we closed on the level of support that I mentioned. So, yeah, we just gotta wait and see, man.
Yes, absolutely. The Wyckoff theory is so interesting. We need to talk more about that on our channel, but you know,
I think there's a whole video on that we could do, to be honest, isn't there?
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, looking at Ethereum now, let me just open the Ethereum chart
actually,
over
Mr.
here.
Crypto commented just now, and he said, "Are we going up on ETH? Are we going to go up on ETH?" So he wants to know if we're bullish.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Crypto. Thank you for jumping into the stream. I saw that you were on Sterling's stream earlier today as well. So thank you so much for being here. And yeah, so about your question about Ethereum, the case for Ethereum to go up is basically following BTC, right? So I would say that whatever we uh, do for BTC and whatever we see BTC doing is probably gonna happen on Ethereum as well in some level. So yeah, but if we look at the levels for Ethereum specifically, let's start the daily. We close the daily here as well, and we close the daily in this area that I talked about a few days ago as well. So if we take this cluster in this area and we draw a box from the close of the candles to the wicks, we have this support here, support level. We can actually move up a little bit. Yep. And as you guys can see, we close the daily sort of in this area from this point right here. Let me actually make you guys an arrow here, right here. So you guys see that there's a lot of cluster on these areas, and we close the daily sort of above this. We could say that we bounce from it as well. So yeah, ETH, it's kind of hard to say what's going to happen with this situation here because the line is not really into the support zone. Only if we actually move this up a little bit, but yeah, it's kind of hard to see what's Ethereum doing right now. But according to BTC and what we just discussed, if we actually bounce here from the support, and we are at support right now, we haven't closed below it or anything, then I would say it's pretty. There's a pretty high chance of we actually going up from here if we actually close candles of 4-hour candles above this support line that I just mentioned. So that's basically Ethereum for you.
Yeah. I have something similar for Ethereum. We're sitting right on that support, and we also are looking at a double bottom, possibly a double bottom structure. Actually.
Exactly. Yeah, if you look at the 4-hour, we have obviously this zone here, so we can take this as reference, probably. And if we look the bottom of this wick here, this is support. And you guys see that we had a double top actually formed on this area. So we had this top here and this top here as well for Ethereum. This is the same thing that happened here. If you guys see, it's just a smaller scale, but we had a double top here as well. And I talked about it when it happens. These are pretty clear for us to see on the charts when it happens. And you see that we just dumped after it. So yeah, there may be some more downside for Ethereum, probably until this level here. But if it follows BTC and BTC bounces, then yeah.
Yeah, I think Ethereum does tend to follow Bitcoin, but considering the Bitcoin dominance has gone so low, I think we're still at around 46 on the Bitcoin dominance index.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly. Yeah.
that's why I think it's like a really good opportunity to take the time to also do some TA on the Bitcoin pairs of these altcoins. So, I also have a chart for a Bitcoin pair chart for Ethereum. So I'll get that up on my screen too, and we could just like talk a little bit more about Ethereum because um, I do feel like these Bitcoin pair charts have a lot of impact. And I was talking about it earlier in my last stream, but
Mm-hmm.
it's good to just like really quickly run over this this data, just so in case we have any other viewers who are looking to trade Ethereum or accumulate Ethereum, we can kind of tell them what we're seeing on the charts and get into it a little bit more. So while we're still on Ethereum, I had this 4-hour chart. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame.
Yeah.
And
Just really quick, Pete is here. Hello, Pete.
Oh,
He
Pete.
got the stream going on his Chromecast. That's
Oh,
awesome, man.
good. Hi,
Oh,
Pete.
hey, Pete.
Thanks for joining.
Love you, buddy.
And David is here as well.
Oh,
He says
David.
he's going long on BTC.
Oh, he's going long. Okay.
And
He's in a long on BTC.
yeah,
Okay.
David.
Be careful.
Yeah, be careful. I wouldn't say it's a bad idea because I'm on a long as well. I'll be honest, but yeah, since we are at support, I don't think it's a bad idea. We just gotta be careful, see how the 4-hour candles close, and just be safe and yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just don't go to sleep without taking your precautions necessary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go.
Go on, Sterling. Sorry for the interruption.
No worries. And hi, Pete. Miss you, buddy. Can't wait to chat with you later in the Discord. Anyways, so we got my Ethereum to Bitcoin pair chart on the Binance exchange for TradingView.com. And as we could see here, if we're looking at this 4-hour time frame, I just want to point that we did see a bullish divergence in the Bitcoin pair for Ethereum. I was talking about it, like I said in my last stream, but from this low right here on June 22nd to this low right here on June 25th, we made lower lows, obviously, as you could see. But on this histogram for the MACD histogram, the momentum oscillator was showing you higher lows. So we are seeing a bullish divergence here as the indicator is straying from the path of the price action and showing you the buyers are increasing. Not only that, guys, but we also have this bullish cross on the MACD ribbons, as you could see. If I zoom in a little bit, we have the MACD ribbons also crossing on this 4-hour time frame. So, it's really interesting because when we look at this, we're not bouncing off of any particular moving average at the moment, unless I turn on. Let's see if even the simple moving average is way down here. But I'll talk about the simple moving average and the daily EMA in a second because I did want to get into the other coins that we're going to talk about here besides Ethereum. We're going to also talk about Bitcoin, but with this bullish divergence playing out on the ETH to Bitcoin chart, we are also seeing that the moment that this bullish divergence has printed, we're bouncing off of the same support level as the local low here on May 23rd, as you can see, guys. So this local level right here on May 23rd is at the exact same level of this bounce. So, if we bounce here, that would be pretty interesting considering that we're already testing the ribbons of the Ichimoku cloud. And then if usually when we start testing the ribbons, and if we actually manage to break through, we're headed for the 21 daily EMA, or in this situation, or we would be heading for the red Ichimoku cloud, or the fire breathing dragon, guys. That was what we were talking about earlier. Now, so it's just something to keep your eye on.
Yeah.
For the, because considering how the Bitcoin dominance has gone so low in the past few weeks, it's really important to take a look at these BTC pairs and see
Exactly.
which particular coin is outperforming Bitcoin more so than other altcoins, because we're in altcoin season. So it's time to look at altcoins, because when Bitcoin dominance is around these levels, we could call it alt season still.
Yeah. Mr. Crypto actually mentioned ADA on the chat. I actually was gonna talk about this. I have a chart for ADA here that I can show you actually, and if I can just David also said that he went long because he wanted to go long, so he did.
So, did you still have any more Bitcoin charts to show us? Because, we could also talk about ADA, because I also have an ADA to BTC chart. So,
yeah, I can talk about. I can quickly talk about ADA versus the USD, and I can show you guys something else on BTC as well.
yeah, so we'll do it both. So, shout out to you guys. We'll get Groovy's chart up here. Let's get into it. Let's get into the chart. Bitcoin.
So
is this Ethereum? Oh, this is ADA. Got you.
ADA, exactly. Yeah. So ADA, I had some levels drawn here on ADA. We had a pretty clear resistance level on ADA at the $1.40 level. We talked about it a few days ago, and as you guys can see, we had this point here and this point here as well. So this is a very clear level for us. Obviously, we had here as well. And we went up on ADA and we bounced off of this resistance, and right now we are going down. Obviously, if BTC bounces, we can see a upside for ADA because of the dominance. Even it being kind of low, it can still influence some altcoins to go along with it. But my guess for the price, looking at the levels of support and resistance right now, would be that ADA comes back at least to this local swing low here. So that would be exactly, let me just put up a line here, $1.19. So this would make kind of a double bottom structure for ADA in this level here. If it doesn't hold, then obviously the $1.13, $1.12 is very likely. But right now we are sitting in the middle between resistance and support. So it's a little dangerous to do anything right now. But these are the levels that I'm watching right now for ADA. $1.13, 12 on the bottom. This middle range here, local support, $1.19, and the resistance all the way up at $1.38. So that's ADA for you guys. So looking at
go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask
Sterling.
if you could go into that Bitcoin thing. What were you gonna go into?
I was gonna talk about BTC for a while because I have this structure to talk about now. And this is a symmetrical triangle, as you guys can see. And just so actually look at the price right now, we went up a little, and yeah, it's looking a little more bullish. If we close like this, it would indicate a bounce from this support. So yeah, that's exciting stuff for now. But I find it amazing that we had this structure for so long, and look, like we had like one, two, for 6 touches on this uh, diagonal resistance here. This is a lot of touches and a lot of selling pressure, one over and over again, to bring the price down. We did actually manage to actually close above this one time, but we failed the retest and we came back down. And it's even more than 6 touches if we count the more local ones. It's kind of 9 or 10 touches. So I do believe that if we bounce from this support that we are looking right now, and we actually come back into this, we are going to break it for real this time, and we can actually retest this and come back up. So this is looking bullish so far. I have hopes that we bounce here,
Yeah,
and yeah, this
yeah,
is
absolutely,
very clear pattern for us.
absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
So yeah.
I did have something I could also talk about right quick in this Bitcoin
Mm-hmm.
particular Bitcoin chart. So let me bring up my chart real quick.
Yeah.
And what I was talking about in my last stream from today. So basically, like I was talking about this Fibonacci retracement that I made for Bitcoin's price action on June 8th. All the way, this is from the swing low of June 8th, right, guys? And I made it from this low to this high on June 15th. So June 8th low to June 15th high. And then we got this rejection from the 200 daily EMA ribbon, which is this blue ribbon, which we could see we got rejected from. And I was talking about in my last video, judging by how when we came down from the first of this first 4-hour candle, we came and went back up to test it again. But as you can see, guys, there is a huge wick right here on this candle to the upside that shows that we really got rejected hard at that level. And the interesting thing is that when you make this Fibonacci retracement from June 8th to June 15th, the interesting thing about it is we fell right on the 618, and a lot of people were wondering if we were going to find support there, like a double bottom, judging by that low from the local support on June 12th, which was also the 618 level, right? But we didn't manage to stay up there for long. We kind of just fell to the downside because we didn't have huge wicks on the bottom of these candles showing that we were getting rejected to push us up. So what happens is we fell down and we found support from the 7/8, and then we go up again, get rejected 618, which also confluent with this local support low from June 12th, right? And then these are just like clusters, like Groovy was talking about, just like clusters, price action in one concentrated area. And you see that kind of thing, you can judge it by the wicks of how it was reacting in that situation, in
Yeah.
those small price action. And then basically what happened is, as you can see, we got a huge rejection to the downside right here on this level. And when we went up after this bounce, judging by this huge wick that we got rejected from the downside, you know, you first off, there was a bullish divergence you could have detected, and I'll get to that in a second. But when we did go up, we got rejected from that same level again, that 618, or that local support from June 12th. We are flipping that into resistance again. So we're gonna have to wait and see if we get some reject low areas again. But when when the price keeps on testing and then goes down and then keeps on testing it again and then goes down, or vice versa, usually you end up breaking through that wall. And so we gotta see how the price reacts at these low support levels, because there's really nothing holding us up besides our fib levels and our local support that we've created through this price action over the last month. Now, one thing that I will say is during the last few days, from June 15th high to the June 21st low, there was a bullish divergence that was forming on this MACD actually. So what happens is we higher low on the MACD histogram, but we were making the price was just going down. We were making lower lows constantly. Kept on making a lower low here and then here. So as you can see, guys, we had a bullish divergence play out, which is what could have indicated a huge bounce at this level of support, which is also, confluent with not only the support that we saw on May 19th, so support that we were seeing in January. So, yeah, guys, that's just another we show this to you guys because we want to show you how to take this data in and absorb it and analyze it. And we're just giving educational analysis. We're not particularly telling you a absolute trade setup, or we're not particularly telling you the price is gonna do this or gonna do that, but we could tell you how to read what it's gonna do.
Well, if we knew what it was going to do, we'd be sat on a desert island with a big hotel and lots of coconuts with straws.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. So Mr. Crypto wants you to do link again. He says.
Okay.
So
yeah,
we can quickly, and then we can jump into some news that I have here as well.
Yeah, I am particularly excited about this link chart, because if we see this link BTC chart, and I'll talk about the USD one too if you guys want, but particularly I'm looking at a spot trade for link to BTC because I'm holding link, and I see that we started forming this symmetrical triangle on May 19th for the price action for a link to BTC. And, these are real markets too, where you could do your charts on just like you would on the other USD charts and the other USD pairs. Don't forget that, guys. People trade these markets all over the world, and the TA is textbook a lot of times on these BTC pair charts. Now, one thing I'll say is that, we started trading into this symmetrical triangle. And if we break out of this symmetrical triangle to the upside, as we're getting closer to the apex of the triangle, we could not only reclaim the 21 daily EMA with this white ribbon, but as you can see, guys, here, this yellow ribbon is the 200 daily simple moving average. And then this teal ribbon right here is actually the 200 daily EMA. And then we also have a red cloud right here. So if we can break through these levels on the Chainlink to BTC pair, we could see some very bullish behavior for Chainlink. Considering, guys, if I just put this on the daily real quick, I'll show you, we saw highs on this chart at almost, well over double what we're at right now. So if you take where we're at right now to the all-time high of Chainlink that we saw in actually August of 2020, that would be a 220 increase. So just if we saw those highs, I might not have even got it to the exact top of that wick, so it might be even right. So this is something to look at. Also, guys, keep an eye on the VeChain, because we definitely want to talk about VeChain in this stream at some point, because I've noticed that VeChain chart is showing some textbook price TA behavior. And I just see it in the comments, Jags writes, where are you guys from? We're from all over the world, but
international.
We have people from all over the place here, man. On the Discord, especially, we have a lot of people from different countries. But yeah, we are all coming together here.
I think at the moment we've got streaming going on from the UK. We've got streaming going on from Brazil and America.
Yeah.
So where are you from? That's the question.
Yeah, just know. Don't be shy.
But yeah, I think we're ready to jump into some interesting news that are happening, right?
Yes, but
Absolutely.
I know that we wanted to talk about VeChain in our stream. Oh my god, the ferry is going crazy behind me. Oh, sorry. But I live by the port, just so you guys know. So that weird horn that you're hearing is not a nuclear attack plane. It's just a ferry coming by the port, ready to drop people off. So on we
Yes.
go. Now, can we really quickly look at the VeChain to BTC chart, because I've had multiple people ask me about if we can cover this again. Real quick, I know that we were talking about it, but something to point out is that on this daily VeChain to BTC chart, we saw. I talked about it in my last stream, but it's important to keep an eye on this, man, because it's some crazy stuff going on with VeChain. So, long story short, in July 2020, we made this all-time high during that year, which was around 235 Satoshi on the VeChain to BTC pair. Now, we dropped down and we started trading this falling triangle, or this descending triangle. And when we broke out to the upside of the triangle, where we literally met the apex of the triangle, we broke out to the upside and reclaimed this white ribbon, which is the 21 daily EMA. Then we finally moved our way up and claimed the 200 daily EMA, which is this blue ribbon. And then we were in the red cloud, saw a little bit of rejection, came back to the bottom of the cloud. Then once we found support at the bottom of the red Ichimoku cloud, as you could see, guys, we went up and we claimed the 200 daily simple moving average, which is this yellow ribbon. And then what this was all forming after that significant breakout from that descending triangle, it's important to realize that we went into a parabolic curve for the price for VeChain to BTC, and that was insane spot gains. So even if you just traded the breakout of the parabolic curve, where the neck actually went vertical, you could have made gains of roughly 120%. So like you would have made 120% in Bitcoin. Just think about that. It's insane gains.
Yeah.
So now what's crazy is as we came down, we went to new all-time highs, we saw. And a lot of my buddies hold VeChain and they were super excited about that. Shout out to you guys. And we went to all-time highs, which were double what we were seeing in summer of 2020. And when we came back down, we did get some rejections since April and the start of May, coming into towards late May until now. We saw Bitcoin was down and the entire market was going down with all these regulations and all the FUD out there. But the thing is, something that's special about VeChain is that it followed some textbook TA all year, because right now we're finding support right here on the on the 200 daily EMA ribbon. We're literally seeing a significant bounce right off that ribbon, and this is the daily chart. Keep that in mind. So for the past 3 days, we have bounced off this ribbon. And another interesting thing about that, guys, is if I take a horizontal ray and I just go to this all-time high in 2020, as you can see, it's we're just under the all-time high of 2020. So if we can manage to break this, guys, I think VeChain will really see some bullish behavior. So and again, we're going to be doing more market updates and live stream. We'll keep an eye on this, guys, but for sure
Exactly.
this VeChain chart is something to keep an eye on. All right.
Yep.
And we go into some news. Let's get into some news.
Yeah, I was looking at this VeChain chart as well. I actually drew the same level that you have there, and yeah, it doesn't get more bullish than this, man. We had the previous cluster of resistance that we had on 2020, right? And then right now we are testing it again, and usually when that happens, if I can just get my my screen up here, yep. Usually when that happens, I actually drew some things here. When you have this very clear level here, and then we come back into it. It's all what happened last time.
Yeah.
This
We flip the whole entire all-time
yeah,
high of a whole year. We flip it into support in one move.
exactly.
Insane.
Yeah, and the gains are just amazing from this. But yeah,
Yeah.
but talking about some news now.
Yes.
First of all, we have some things about Elon, and we're probably gonna have a talk show with Darcy and Elon.
Oh.
When are we planning that?
Yeah, Jack Dorsey, and he talked about this show. The show is called The B Word, which is B for
Oh,
BTC. If anyone doesn't know,
sorry, I thought you meant. Sorry, they're going to have a talk show.
exactly.
So I thought
Yeah.
you meant we're having a talk show with him. I was just about to say I've not seen that on the calendar.
Oh,
I
well,
was thinking, who's organised that one?
soon enough. We're
Well,
be a
we're
little
gonna have to
patient.
talk to Elon. Our boy Elon's messing with the crypto markets here. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
So
almost, man.
it's the late night show. It's late where I am, so my brain is probably not functioning to the highest capacity. Sorry, Groovy.
No problem, man. But yeah, Jack Dorsey and Elon, they talked on Twitter, and Elon actually said, "Let's do it." And and so the show is supposed to be on July 21, and they're gonna have Kathy Wood as well, the founder of Arc, for anyone who doesn't know as well, and that should be interesting. Uh, Depending on what is going to be talked about and what's going to be said by Elon in that show, we're probably going to have some effects on the price as well.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if Kathy Wood is on the same show as Elon, that's gonna be so Kathy Wood's gonna be a guest with Elon?
Yeah,
Wow, that's gonna be interesting.
probably.
I've been following Kathy Wood's interviews. You know, like I talked about it in maybe a previous episode, but the thing is, I talk about it all the time because my friends sent me the PDF for a Bitcoin white paper, not the Bitcoin white paper. It was a Bitcoin white paper written by ARK Invest and Kathy Wood, um, on-chain analyst for ARK Investment Management. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yassine, who's the on-chain analysis expert for ARK Invest, basically he wrote this entire white paper called Bitcoin an Economic Institution, a novel economic institution. It's important. Definitely check that out. And if you're in our Discord community, you can find it in our server. I also have it up there. But the thing is, I read that whole thing. My friend sent it to me in probably like October, November, and I was blown away. And I just wanted to buy more Bitcoin. I've been buying Bitcoin since 2016, but I've never been more bullish until the moment that I read that Bitcoin white paper. So, then I started following Kathy Wood, and I even wrote some articles about it on our news site. You guys can go check it out. But she predicts that Bitcoin will reach 500K by what was it, 2025 or something, 2023. But just in a few years, that's crazy that she's going to be in the same show as Elon Musk. I wonder what Elon Musk is going to say to that. If they're going to, I really, really, really hope that they talk about her Bitcoin prediction, because she made that claim. She said she thinks Bitcoin's going to go to 500K. So what's
Exactly.
Elon Musk going to say?
Yeah.
I'm so curious to hear that conversation.
Yeah, this is gonna be really exciting, guys, because Kathy Wood, especially with the whole knowledge that they have about the market, and with paired with the whole Elon Musk situation and the pump and dumps,
Yeah.
let's say. But yeah, this is gonna be very interesting for us to watch. We're gonna be covering it, and whatever happens, we're gonna talk about it, of course.
Yeah.
But
We're gonna
yeah,
probably be watching it live in our Discord server with all the guys popcorn.
exactly.
I know I'm gonna be doing that.
Yeah, but yeah, moving on. There's the El Salvador news as well. So El Salvador is planning to give $30 in BTC for anyone who registers and has a wallet on the country with some currency. Um, so it says here that the $30 in BTC will be sent to users' wallets once they verify their identities via the app's face recognition software. And according to a video of Bukele, which is the um, the the president of El Salvador, and he said he presented the feature on Friday. And it's being talked about a lot. Even Elon, I think, was making fun of some things on Twitter, as he does. Um, but people are talking, and there's a couple of problems that people are mentioning about this whole $30 in BTC, and one of them is actually the fees for BTC. So CoinDesk has this article, and they say El Salvador's BTC fee problem and possible solutions as well. And they say that the BTC fees would make the cryptocurrency mostly unusable for Salvadorans, and they 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 go on to talk about how they will distribute $30 worth in BTC, and they talk about the fees here, and they say like even in more stable times, on-chain BTC average fees range from 50 cents to up to $2 to send any amount of money, which is very affordable relative to fees from global remittance providers like Western Union. Probably Jake can talk about that as well. But still too much for smaller day-to-day payments in a poor country. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was hearing that Athena wants to set up like a bunch of Bitcoin ATMs around El Salvador. So
Hmm.
it's pretty crazy. Honestly, I'm somewhat proud of them for doing this. It's just like such a leap, but they're it's brave country for doing it. Honestly, in my opinion, I think.
Yeah, and they say here that the on-chain transaction fees have often been leveraged as a critique of BTC. Um, and it certainly can be a problem if it's being adopted by the whole country. Um, and yeah, we're gonna have to see how they're gonna handle it. Um, but they do offer some solutions here, and they say that the low fee BTC payments through the Lightning Network might be something to consider.
Yeah.
The layer 2 solution, obviously. Um, but yeah, I think they're gonna figure it out, man. I don't think that's gonna be really a problem
I mean, it's
for too
just
long.
crazy because China, shutting down all these mining projects around the northern region of the country. We were talking about, I think it's like the Xinjiang region and the autonomous Mongolian region in China and the autonomous Uyghur region is basically shutting down a lot of their projects, and that's where a lot of the core mining projects around China are. And they're sourcing their energy from coal and all that, and fossil fuels, which are obviously not environmentally friendly. And the
Yeah,
other side of China's mining projects are using renewables. Even Kathy Wood mentioned it. She says that 50% of China's mining projects are sourced using renewable energy. Now, the thing is, just the fact that they're shutting down all these projects, they want to shut down roughly 40 to 50% of these projects around China. That's going to make the mining difficulty drop significantly, and people are going to have a lot more fun mining Bitcoin. It's going to be a really good time to be a miner, and as we're seeing, the El Salvador president said he wants to use the volcano in the country for mining Bitcoin and sourcing the energy for that. That's just so innovative, in my opinion. I've never heard anything like that. We're literally
yeah,
using Mother Nature to basically. We're gonna start worshiping the sun like legit. We're gonna go back in time and start worshiping volcanoes in the sun because that's where we're getting all of our energy from. But I just think that that's awesome. El Salvador is doing a cool thing. It's definitely a leap for a government to do that. And we're seeing what Ukraine's doing. I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, but Ukraine is also the one Ukrainian minister wants to basically use Bitcoin miners to smooth out the fluctuation that nuclear reactors are receiving in Ukraine, on
Yeah.
their nuclear reactor sites. And it's just like cool. It's so innovative to see people use that technology of Bitcoin mining for, something
I think
efficiently.
as well we're going to see a lot of not third world countries, but in a sense like a lot of less wealthier countries, such as in South America, Ukraine, etc., really adopt this type of technology because they can see the wealth that can be generated from it. So, when they're going to get into this and start, doing ethical mining, etc., their GDP and everything should increase as well. And I think across the board, it's just going to be a really pleasurable experience going into the future to see the development of all of this. Really, I'm very excited about it.
Awesome.
They have
Really
incentives
great.
to do it too, because like a country that doesn't have a central bank and has no clear financial infrastructure for financial systems, particularly not having a central bank or a real banking system in the country, will love to adopt crypto. We're seeing it
Yeah.
in Africa with Cardano and these mobile apps, but we're also seeing it in other countries around the world that are using blockchains such as Algorand to base the country's CBDC off of. Or if they don't have a central bank, we're seeing stuff like even Electronium. There was this coin back in 2017 or like 2016 that I saw, and I thought it was legit. Like, I'm not going to say the word, but like, I really thought it was not a really solid project. Let's just put it that way. I thought it was not at the time, I didn't know any better, but like at the same time, looking back on it, I had valid points, but Electronium I've seen is like all of a sudden taking off in Africa. And it's just like, we're seeing the crypto take form in many ways around the world in terms of governments. So
Yeah. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out as well, man.
yes.
So since we are speaking about BTC, I just saw a comment from Mr. Crypto. He says BNB. I can talk about that as well, man. I have a chart on BNB as well. Actually, I'm gonna do that right now for you, and then we're gonna jump into a little something that I was looking at while we were talking about crypto and regulations and stuff. So if I just open the BNB to USD here from Binance, I think, I didn't have that much drawings here, but if we look at the current price action, I can see some levels pretty clearly already. The first one would be this one. So the 260 exactly the level. We can draw it on this area. It's better. So this is major support. Some would say it's a double bottom, this structure here. So this one and this one. We bounced on it. And right now we are on this area. So a resistance level, a reasonable resistance level would be this cluster, this little cluster here, and this one here as well. So it's confluence with both these levels here and right here. So we are in the middle of resistance and support. So this is kind of tricky to trade, but it's looking good. We just bounced from support a few days ago. We got rejected by resistance, but right now we are kind of sitting in the middle. We had some demand here, some nice little wick to the upside. But yeah, basically BNB right now it's just seeing if we can get above this 300 resistance and probably retest 340, something like that. But yeah, but looking at coming back to BTC, I have some interesting things, and it can affect the altcoins as well. So I don't know if you guys saw, but I just went into Glassnode really quick and to check back into this chart right here. So basically, this chart that you guys are seeing on the screen right now is the number of addresses on BTC with a balance over or equal to 1K. So 1K BTC in this case. And we talked about it a few days ago, and I even tweeted this chart on Twitter about the retail versus the institution, the parallel between those, and how one behaves when the other is behaving a certain way. So basically, what I said was when we were so the gray line here is the price, okay, and the orange line is the number of addresses that I talked about here. And we could say that these addresses that have over 1K BTC are mostly institutions, so smart money, as we call it. And when the price was at these levels around March and around April, when we hit like 60K, 57K, and we saw that the retail was coming in massively on BTC. We could say it was retail FOMO because people were uh, with a lot of fear of missing out the pumps and talking about a 200K, 300K, 500K BTC at this point. So there was a lot of hype. But look at what happened with the institutional money and the smart money, as we call it. Uh, as soon as the hype starts to build, smart money begins to leave the market, right? And we saw a decline ever since. But as soon as we like dump 50% and the retail is extremely with extreme fear, and everyone is calling a bear market, and people are bearish, and people are losing money with just fear and fear. We see the accumulation pattern over here for smart money. And I wanted to quickly update this chart for you guys because we are seeing no change in this. And you see how the price is going down, but we are not seeing a huge decline on smart money and institutional money as we saw in this whole space here. So this is a good sign for now. It means that institutions are actually gathering BTC and accumulating. So yeah, this makes me a little more bullish from now on. But yeah, what do you guys think about this?
That's, yeah, that's really interesting. I love it when you take a look at on-chain analysis, man. It's just really important to consider all this stuff because there's so much crypto in there's a lot of Bitcoin in circulation already, but the activity that's going on in exchanges is like only a percentage of the Bitcoin that's in circulation, and it's important to look at the on-chain data analysis because
Yeah,
we don't get all that kind of information when we're just looking at our simple Bitcoin pairs and USD pairs.
It
yeah,
gives you a little bit of an idea of what people are doing and their behaviors with it, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got a lot more money on the table than we have. So I'm pretty sure that they're also trying to make very wise decisions. So if we can keep a little eye on what they're doing, it should help us in the right direction.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite charts to look at because it shows because basically the market is moved mostly by smart money, right? Obviously, retail has a lot of power, but smart money can and have the power of doing some very extreme moves on the market, and I think that's a really relevant thing for us to look at. And I'm gonna keep a close eye on this, and I'm gonna update you guys when we have uh, major moves to the downside or the upside. And yeah,
I see. We've had a message come in. I'm not familiar with SRK. Is anyone here familiar with it? I think it's a small altcoin that
yeah.
was
So
released not too long
yeah,
ago.
SRK is Spark Point, and it has been talked about for a while. I think, especially on YouTube, I
Mhm.
saw some people talking about it. Unfortunately, I'm not really into SRK at the moment, so I can't give you enough information uh, on that coin. I would apologize. I will apologize for that, but I can certainly do that and make some research and come back tomorrow to tell you
Yeah,
about it.
we'll have a look at it, and if we get any charts up for that, I'm sure Groovy you'll do a tweet or so, tweet or two on it.
Yes.
But I think it'd be wise if we do a little bit of research more than just quick speculation on
Mhm.
it, because we do like to make sure that we know the coins that we're talking about.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
and I don't want to give you some
yeah,
bad information as well, man. So yeah.
fair enough.
Fair enough.
So I think we're going to have to cut it a little bit short today, because I know we've got a few things to do early in the morning in regards
Mhm.
to YarCrypto. But I think Groovy will monitor our Twitter and do some tweets. Sterling, do you have any other bits and pieces you want to add to tonight before we disappear, or?
No, but I just want to say thank you guys so much to those who interacted with us in these comments. Uatwi and Pete's and Alemi. You know, guys, shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. Absolutely grateful to have you guys in our community, and we'll be, you know, we'll continue to do this, and
Yeah.
we're gonna bring this YarCrypto thing to life, and I'm so excited to do it with you guys and this community that's hopping in here and chatting.
Just to mention, Sterling, today you did a live update today, didn't you? That was your first one that you did on your own, and the software that we use, you controlled the software plus did the TA and did everything. So
Yeah.
I'd like to point out, well done for that.
Thank you.
I think you're going to be jumping on that as and when market movements happen. But yeah, we shall keep you guys updated. In a couple of days, we'll do a little bit more of a release on some certain bits and pieces we've got happening in the background. Our development team are working on that, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Exactly. Thank you guys once again for watching. I'm really glad to be here, and I'm glad I hope I could we could help you guys in some way and inform you. As always, we'll be keeping a close eye on the market, and we're gonna keep you guys updated, especially on Twitter. So yeah, follow us on that. If you guys want to talk to us, you can come into the Discord server. We are always hanging out over there, and we do live TA. We talk about everything. So if you want to learn, if you want to talk, yeah, just come chat with us, come hang out, and yeah, thank you guys again. And
Yeah,
yeah, that's it from me.
the link for the Discord, by the way, just like Groovy mentioned, the link for the Discord is right here in the description of the video. So come say hi if you have any questions, and maybe we'll touch on it in the next videos.
No worries, guys. Okay then. See you guys later on.
Take care, guys. Good night. Talk to you tomorrow.
Bye bye.